Hi everyone, I just wanted to give you a little tour of my hydrographic setup. This is a micro shop if ever there was one. This space is 11 feet by 19 feet long. It's a brick walls, concrete floor. It was a carport near the house. So I have my little spray booth here from those guys. It's just a walk-up booth, 4-foot walk-up booth. I have my air coming in from over here. Underneath I store a lot of little PVC fixtures and buckets of stuff that I'll need and use. A variety of guns, painting clear, spraying activator. Wire shelves are important to store all the knickknacks and stuff. I don't use any of this paint for hydro, that's just household stuff I've collected over the years. Different activators down there, dams and that sort of thing. Here's a 4-foot hydro tank from Pennsylvania Hydrographics. It's sold as a 4-foot tank, but the actual usable space is 36 inches. So you can put a meter of film on there. I do very small stuff. I do this for my own company for value-added things. So I just needed the smallest tank. And I usually just generally work this area right here. So I don't need anything bigger. I don't have room for anything bigger. Here's the power panel here. Extra timers, they're all over the place here, so can't have enough little timers around. Water fill up, hot and cold water if I need it to refill things. This was sort of new this year. This is new. I bought this hood. That big pipe's coming from the paint booth, but there's an 8-inch pipe going out for this exhaust fan here. And there's the light. I have put a light behind it. There's the fan. It's got a rheostat on it so I can adjust it. That's been a very nice. I don't want to say it's a luxury, but it's something I really appreciate now that I have it. So there's the tank setup. I put 2 inches of foam all around it, and I have a 2-inch foam cover for it to try to retain the temperature. But you know, if I don't use it for several days or a week or so, it'll go down to 70 degrees. So it takes, you know, quite a while to get it warmed up again, up to 90. Little trash can. You know, every square foot in this little tiny space has to be accounted for. And so I have that one little trash can that just falls into that space right there. You can't take anything for granted, any space for granted. Here's a little rinse station I made. A couple of farm water troughs. I cut the bottom off of one and make the sides taller. Have the water nozzles all around the perimeter, shower heads on top. I'll probably change this top piece out to the water jets instead. And there's a flow valve down there to control the water pressure. So I'll put it on so it's very, very gentle. Just a little shower curtain with a PVC hanger there. Wire shelves with the various washing needs, and I have this stainless steel sink to just wash the parts off after I rinse them, or maybe rinse the parts off after I wash them, I don't know. Over here, a little work table, and this tiny little wire rack has become quite important because underneath it I put this little radiator heater, this little oil-filled radiator heater. And so when the temperature is kind of chilly, I can put my parts over that heater there, kind of put them up high to warm those parts up. And I'll even put, you know, my cans of aerosol, if I use aerosol paints for different colors, I'll put them on there to warm that paint up as well. Big difference in the quality of the paint job, especially for things like inner coats and stuff like that, transparent. Here's an empty wire rack. I'll put all the painted parts or finished parts or dipped parts on there to dry. Here's a little workstation with a light above it. That's important. My boxes of necessities. I'll show you that in a second. A little cut table to handle different things. So all of my boxes are labeled with what's in them: pens, tools, pencils, masking. There's some paints for touch-ups. There's my little airbrush, tape, etc. So I just have all my little supplies and things in these boxes, handy-sized boxes. There's index cards I keep all my notes on for the different films and procedures and processes. It's all kept track of there. This wire rack, more little boxes with all of my plugs and fixtures and things like that. Here are some lateral files I found a good deal on, and so I have the different paints and things like that. These are my colored quartz and white and black drawer. All of my paints are in there. I like that because it doesn't collect dust. I can just hose that front down when it's time to clear and not get everything soaking wet. A couple fire extinguishers right there. So here's my tiny little space. All the film is stored in the main workshop. It's conditioned and cooled and that kind of thing. So the film is actually stored in there. I'll cut it in there and bring it into the shop here, into the paint shop. And I usually put the film into this little envelope I made. So I'll put all my film into that little envelope, carry it in here, and dip the parts. So that's a quick tour of my little micro shop. It gets the job done for me. I know exactly what I'm going to be doing and working on, so I don't have any surprises. So I don't have customers walking in the door with funny things and odd size things or whatever. So I designed this space just for what I do. And everything I do are parts about that size and shape. I do have a couple of wish list items, but I'm not going to be able to work them out into this space. Sandblasting and air and all that sort of stuff is down the road when I get into a bigger, better shop. I have that little crappy blast cabinet, but it's not very useful to me right now. I do have air coming in. I have an 80-gallon compressor, and it comes into this filter here. That was a nice little luxury item too, but now it's a necessity now that I have it. That's made things a little bit easier when I clear. When I do clear coat, I'll get the hose out here, I'll spray everything down, wet it all down, knock the dust down a little bit, and that helps with the finish. So anyway, thanks for taking a look.